Hello, Karina. I want to talk about this series called Outlander. It's based on this bestseller written by Diana Gabaldon, and I have chosen the pilot episode in season 1, also called Assassinac. And my plan is to tell you about what Outlander is, then the setting, the characters, film technique, and then the conclusion. What is Outlander? Outlander is a series that starts in 1954, where Claire Randall, this former combat nurse, is back from war and reunited with her husband, Frank. They haven't seen each other during the Second World War, so they decide to go on their second honeymoon in the Highlands, also known as Scotland. When they are there, they hear about this stone place called Skole, and when Claire walks through this stone circle, after they have watched a druid dance by some woman, she ends up in Scotland in the year of 1734. Scotland is torn by war between England and the original clans who tries to detach from England. And Claire can understand that she's hurtled back in time by force, but sooner or later she gets involved with some of the clan members of the clan called Mackenzie, which doesn't fit her life and her heart. But she meets this gallant young Scottish warrior called Jamie Fraser, and he shows her a love that is so absolute that Claire becomes a woman. There is torn between two different men in two different lives. The series takes place in Scotland in 2 different decades. At first we are in Inverness, this Scottish town, where Claire and her husband Frank are on their second honeymoon. I have this picture and then you can see it. Here they are on their second honeymoon when they are driving, and they are driving through this stone circle called Craignadoon. And the series takes turns because of Claire's unusual disappearing. So then we go from 1954 under the Second World War to 1734. And the whole series, you really get this impression that we are in the Highlands, because the series is framed in this retro colors. And Claire arrives to the time 1734. The setting is really clear because of the clothes the Scottish killed. And the series plot driven because of the characters act from the action to the action in the plot. And the series has a lot of dialects because of the Scottish warriors. And it also had this flashback and flash forward. Because when Claire is in 1734, she looks forward, but the time 1934 hasn't been lived yet, so I have called it flashbacks / flash forward. In Outlander we have 2 main characters, and the first is Claire Randall, which is a former combat nurse, and she is raised by her uncle because of her parents' only death. She is honest and mysterious, and Claire has this passion for flowers. And so because of her nurse experience, she gets this healer job in Castle Leon in 1734. Under the series, her only wish is to get an escape route to come back to her own decade, but she gets involved with her heart and ends up with 2 marriages. The other main characters is Jamie Fraser, which is a Scottish warrior who has this prize on his head, and he has this bag filled with ripping scars from Blackjack Randall, and Jamie gets this feelings for Clara, and it gets bigger. So when Blackjack wants to take Clara as a prisoner, Jamie steps to and offers her to get married with him, which indicate that Jamie is a very kind person and he shows compassion for the people he loves. The episode, it starts with this voiceover because of the main characters talking about disappearings, and in the background we hear this lovely Scottish music, which indicate that we are in Scotland. and we also see this lovely nature, so it's really nice. But you also get this impression that it's bad because she's talking about these disappearings. And after that, Claire talks about this vase she's never owned, and it's a voiceover again because we get this pan shot because we are following her. And it starts with a long shot where we're looking at the vase, then we're looking at Claire, and it gets and in the end it's close up because now it's 100 degree, because it's now Claire there is looking at the vase and we are like the vase. And after that we hear that we see a lot of things. Claire and Frank are visiting, and they are visiting these places who gets or becomes more important when she's traveling to the decade 1733. And this is a good way to give the series this background story about the places until Claire arrives herself, so they are known and they don't have to use time to tell the story or history about the things. And it's a good twist because it helps her in the end, and it helps her to win the clan members' trust. The clip I have chosen is the clip where Claire disappears and travel back to 1734. We are following Claire from the car to the stone circle called Craignadoon. And there is a Pan Am shot because we are following her. And the clip is also the point of no return because now she can come back, which makes it her fight on the following episode to get this escape route. And when she arrives, she tries to figure out where she are, and then she see these people and she think it's like a movie set she's landed on, but then they shoot after her, and then she realizes they are shooting at each other, and she starts running, and when she starts running you get this lovely Highlander or Scottish music in the background, which is indicate that we are in the Highland, and the background music it's diegetic sound, but there's also non-diegetic sound because of the gunshot effect when they are shooting at Claire, which gives the effect that she are on escape from her own, because it's warrior from England who are chasing the clan members, and she also starts running because she is afraid. Outlander is a very good series, and it's like a whole because you have to see the other episode to get the whole story. And it's a beautiful series, and it's well done because of the lighting and the framing, and I like the history, the background sound, and it really tells something. It's just not a series, it tells something about Scotland's history and what they have been through. So it's a very good series, and I definitely love it, and I hope all the others will love it just as I love it. So Outlander is a very good series, and it's fantastic.